Buen día a todos. Quiero darles la bienvenida y agradecerles por acompañarnos en este evento con Vanderbilt University. Mi nombre es Alejandra Zapata y hago parte del equipo de Consejería Académica y Relaciones Internacionales de Colfuturo. Hoy nos acompaña Kim Killingsworth, quien es representante de Vanderbilt University. Les estará brindando información en esta sesión acerca de la oferta académica que tienen disponible, cómo pueden iniciar su postulación, qué opciones de financiación hay disponibles, y también nos estará hablando un poco del convenio que tienen con Colfuturo, el cual actualmente otorga un descuento del 50% en el valor de la matrícula para 2 beneficiarios de Colfuturo. A lo largo de la historia de Colfuturo hemos beneficiado a 4 personas con este convenio. Al final vamos a tener un espacio de preguntas y respuestas, entonces si en algún momento de la presentación tienen alguna duda, la pueden escribir en el chat y al final las vamos a leer para darles respuesta. Quiero recordarles que esta sesión hace parte de una serie de eventos que vamos a tener durante el mes de septiembre con algunas escuelas de negocios alrededor del mundo. El día de mañana empezamos nuestra jornada con Australia, entonces pueden estar pendientes, será a las 10 de la mañana. Pueden seguirnos en nuestras redes, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, en nuestra página web, colfuturo.org, para estar pendientes de toda esta programación. Kim, thank you so much for joining us, for your time, for your interest to meet our beneficiaries. So please go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Alejandra. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. My name is Kim Killingsworth, and I am the Director of International Recruiting and Relations for the MBA program at the Owen Graduate School of Management of Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. And I appreciate you coming to learn more about Vanderbilt. Perhaps you know nothing, and that's perfectly okay. I'm just going to stay at a very basic level because I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. If you'd like more information, I recommend that you go to our website and that you register for one of our virtual visits. And that will give you the opportunity to do a general program overview so that you'll get detailed information about the program if you think it might interest you. So today, I just want to keep it very general and address your questions, okay? So please let me know if I'm speaking too fast, and you can just use the raise your hand function, and I will slow down because I know I have a propensity to speak fast. And I'd like to mention that I absolutely love traveling to Colombia. I have been traveling there since the 1990s when I used to be involved in interviewing professors for Fulbright scholarships in the US. And I have known Colfuturo for a very long time, and I'm happy to be returning there in the capacity of recruiting MBA students. And I really miss not being able to travel to Colombia. Colombia is the last place I was in the world right before the pandemic hit. And I hope it's one of the first places I return to when we're able to travel internationally. So I'd like to share this with you first of all.
I felt that I could make a bigger impact and contribute more to society by learning business skills.
I wanted to have a bigger impact.
I wanted MBA program to kind of widen my knowledge.
Take my career to the next level.
The US is the birthplace of the MBA.
I had never been to the United States before.
I applied to Vanderbilt. I started learning more about the program.
I talked to current students. I've talked to professors.
Owen has many alumni chapters around the globe. We have a dedicated alumni base who are willing to have coffee chats with you, really speak with you about the school.
I came to visit Owen twice and just loved everything about it. And I visited Nashville. Nashville was the type of city that I wanted to be in.
It's been a really easy transition because people are really friendly in Nashville.
Southern hospitality.
I love people in Nashville.
And the presence of music everywhere in the city.
And I visited the school, and that's when I decided that I had to be here.
When I came to Owen, I fell in love with the people straight away.
We have such a diverse set of people in the class.
People from such different backgrounds.
There's people from all around the world.
Everyone respects everyone's culture and background of career.
Every day is a new learning experience for me.
I'm in classes with not more than 30 other people, and the professor knows me.
The faculty helped me so much. Teachers were very understanding.
The doors are always open. You just go in and they will really support you.
So it allows me to interact more with my professors and other classmates. I think that will be very beneficial for me as an MBA student.
It's a really, really supportive community, and it's a really fun learning experience.
I think it's the close community, the small classes.
It's the personal touch.
A smaller community, I think, helps build strong relationships.
An opportunity to get to know your peers really well.
You quickly get to know like everyone in your class.
You can really talk, and I think that adds a lot of value to your learning experience.
And everyone is so welcoming. Everyone wants to know where you're from, what you did. And within a short time, you have a lot of friends.
Friends are gonna be last a lifetime.
And that would really help in my career going forward.
Being an international student has its challenges.
You are sort of trying to figure out the culture.
But fortunately, there are lots of resources available at Vanderbilt. Like, I think I joined a program called First American Friend, which was initiated by university, and I met with a local couple here, and they were very helpful.
The USBCC, which is a program for international students once you arrived, really helped me get to that point where I could just sit in class and really enjoy and not just think about translating things in my head.
It really prepares you of the cultural differences.
But just be part of the class and participate actively, which is something that I really like.
That kind of gears you up for the upcoming networking opportunities or recruiting.
My experience with the Career Management Center has been great. Coming as an international student, I was not very familiar with recruiting and networking practices.
Different means of networking, how to contact alumni, how to structure my resume.
Our CMC has really helped us in getting accustomed to that culture here.
My advice I would give people looking to business school is look at fit. Really look at what type of people you want to work with, what type of culture you want to be part of, and make sure that it fits with your goals and who you are as a person.
You're spending here more than, 12 hours a day at school, and you have to feel comfortable.
When I visited Owen, I thought that the fit was great. I could see myself here.
It was just a feeling. People were so welcoming with me. It was so different than any other schools. You feel that you're at home.
And Owen really was the best fit for me.
I love it here.
One of the best decisions I've made in my life so far.
Great. I hope that was helpful. And now I'd like to share a few slides. Whoops. Okay, so I have created this slide just to have a few highlights of the program, as I said, rather than going into a deep dive into all the details of the program. I've bucketed it for 3 different buckets as far as highlights for internationals, things that I really want you to know and to remember about Vanderbilt. If you don't remember anything else, please remember these items. First of all, we function on a very personal scale. Hopefully you understood that from the video because practically all the students said that. From day one, you work with your own personal recruiting manager. So either myself or one of my colleagues, where we help you as far as giving you advice, making sure that you're on track for studying for the GMAT or the GRE, the TOEFL or the IELTS or the Duolingo, and just helping to make sure that you know what the program is about and to determine if it is a good fit for you. So very personalized, working with your own recruiting manager. And then once you arrive here, you have your own counselor in the Academic Student Affairs Office and your own personalized Career Management Center coach who will work with you very closely to make sure that you have your resume and your cover letter ready to go for on-campus recruiters. He or she will do mock interviewing with you. They will recommend which national career events to go to. They will help you with networking and with connecting with our alumni to make sure that you are able to reach your professional goals, because it's all about what you're looking to do after the MBA program and how you will get there. So your personalized coach at Vanderbilt will work with you to do that. This is also somewhere where all the professors know the students by name. The ratio of students to professors is 7-to-1. And like one of the students in the video said, there are never more than 25 or 30 students in a class. That's a big class. So professors really do get to know the students by name. We have a very customizable curriculum. We divide our semesters into 2 mods, which means that classes are only 7 weeks long, and you have 4 mods each year of the 2-year program. This means also that you're able to take more elective courses. The first year, you do all your required courses, as well as 6 elective courses. Why does that matter? Because by the time you go to your summer internship, you've already started to develop an expertise in a particular area. And it also adds to the breadth of material that you're going to learn. We encourage you to take courses at any part of Vanderbilt. So if you'd like to take an engineering course or a course at the law school or the School of Education, you can do that as part of your MBA, and it will count towards your elective coursework. We also have a big component of experiential learning. So that could be case competitions, or it could be international seminars where the students travel to places like Medellin or other places in the world to explore how business is done there. And I realize that might not be that interesting for you traveling to Medellin since you're from Colombia, but that was just the first example I pulled out of my head. We have a very interesting consulting course where the professor matches up the students with startup companies in Tel Aviv. Then over the spring break, the students travel there as a group and meet with the startups to give their recommendations as consultants. So lots of different opportunities to have hands-on experiential learning. We have 2 concentrations which are STEM designated. This is important because if you were to stay to work in the US, rather than having the customary 12 months permission to stay and work in the US, you would have 36 months. So if you were to do a concentration, which is like a major in finance or operations and analytics, you would get those 36 months because those concentrations are STEM designated. I spoke about our Career Management Center and the wonderful individual career coaching that you would get. And we also have peer coaches. So these are second-year students who have volunteered to coach first-year students. And this is a very competitive process. Everybody wants to be a peer coach to work with the first-year students. And so they go through a lot to be able to be selected for this. They help the first-year students with their resume, the cover letter, with doing mock interviewing. Perhaps they did their internship at the company where their student will be doing their internship the next summer. So they give a lot of tips about that. So invaluable, very personalized experience. Next, about the community. We're located in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a very, very vibrant city. It's located in the southeastern part of the United States. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the US right now, really becoming a tech hub. In fact, Amazon, our largest employer, has announced that they will be moving their Center for Excellence in Operations to Nashville. And this will create over 5,000 jobs that pay $150,000 or more. Oracle is also going to be opening a center here. It's also the hub of healthcare providers in the US. Something like over 75% of the hospital beds in the US are owned by companies that are based in Nashville. And Nissan has its North America headquarters here, as well as Bridgestone. So lots of opportunity for local networking with companies. We have our International Student Care Group, which is a group designed specifically for the care of our international students. So we have staff members like myself and others who work with international students directly, as well as some faculty in this group. And we meet with the international students about once a month, just to do a check-in to see how everybody's doing and to make sure that everyone's okay. We usually include lunch or dinner, and it's just a great way to see everybody in place and to have all the internationals together and to make sure that everybody is doing well. We have the Owen Partners Association, which is a social group for those students who are bringing a family or a spouse. It's a way to connect into the community and to have resources like babysitters, for example, or where do I send my child to daycare or preschool? They're a wonderful resource. So your spouse won't be alone in having to figure everything out. They have the Owen Partners Association. On campus for Vanderbilt, we have the ISSS, the International Student and Scholar Services Office. And this office works with all things related to immigration status. So visas, they're making sure that all the students are compliant and provide a lot of good information. We offer free English conversation groups for students' spouses at the Vanderbilt English Language Center. So for example, if you're bringing your husband and he needs work on his English, he can be in a free English conversation class at Vanderbilt group. So with others practicing his English. And then scholarships. Of course, we're partners with CoFuturo, and we provide a minimum of 50% scholarship for anybody who is admitted who is a CoFuturo recipient. It could be all the way up to full scholarship. It depends on your credentials. Our scholarships are merit-based, meaning that we're looking at your undergraduate grade point average, your GMAT or GRE test scores, as well as your work experience. But if you are a CoFuturo recipient, you'll receive automatically a minimum of 50% scholarship. And we also provide scholarships for students specifically from Latin America, so covering the diversity aspect. We also have, we are partners with Reaching Out MBA for the LGBTQI community and allies. And we offer Dean scholarships, which are full scholarships plus programming with the Dean and other VIPs. And those are limited to about 10 per year because they are so exclusive. Okay. Great. Well, I'd like to stop sharing for right now and to see if you have any questions. So you could either put them in the chat, or is that how you'd like to handle it, Alejandra?
¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta que pueda hacer en el chat? ¿Alguna cosa que quiera preguntarle aquí? I would like to do a personal question, Kim. Which recommendation will you give people that are in the process of applying about the time of preparation? Which recommendation will you give?
Let me share something else with you that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I can just find it here. Okay, I'm going to share with you, this is part of our general program overview that I referred to, that I wasn't going to go through the whole thing, but I think it would be helpful if I could share some visuals with you. So these are our application deadlines. First deadline is October 12th. So that would be for somebody who already has their test results, their GMAT, GRE, or executive assessment test results, and they're confident with those test results, as well as the TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. At this point, it might be kind of hard to apply by October 12th. We don't have your test results yet. And I always say to applicants, don't apply early just for the sake of applying early. Wait until all components of your application are competitive. So that's not only results, that's also your letter of recommendation, your essays, all parts of the application. Next deadline is January 5th, and the last deadline for internationals would be March 29th. And that would be pretty late because you would get a decision May 6th. So you'd have to really ponerse las pilas to be able to jump through all the hoops with Colfuturo and with the US Embassy to get the visa in time to be here at the beginning of August, end of July. Orientation starts at the very beginning of August. So you'd want to get here during the last part of July at the latest to be able to set up your housing and be prepared to start the program.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We have a question for Camilo. Is the scholarships only for the MBA or is also available for a master by research?
Is the scholarship only for the MBA or the masters of what?
Master by research.
Masters by?
Research.
By research?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that means. I'm representing the MBA program. Know that our Masters of Science in Finance also awards Colfuturo scholarships, but I'm not sure what is meant by a Masters of Research. This is the MBA.
Okay. Perfect. We don't have any more questions. Igualmente, no, igualmente si alguna persona tiene preguntas específicas de Colfuturo para acceder al programa Crédito Beca, quiero recordarles que mensualmente hacemos 2 charlas. La primera, el primer viernes de cada mes a las 8 de la mañana y el segundo sábado de cada mes a las 9:30 de la mañana. Si tienen preguntas puntuales del programa Crédito Beca de Colfuturo. ¿Nadie más tiene alguna pregunta? Okay.
Okay, as I mentioned, you may want to schedule a Vanderbilt virtual visit by going on our website and registering. And also you can reach out to current students. They are admissions fellows and they would be happy to tell you about their experience or answer any questions that you may have.
We have one question. What is the GMAT score required for applying?
There is no GMAT requirement, but I can tell you what the average was last year. Last year, the average was 680. And I believe this year it's a little bit higher. But that's just the average. So the 80% range is typically about 630 to 730. This will show you the profile of the class from last year. You can see the GMAT median was 680.
Yes.
So you'd want to get at least in the 80% range, I would think. But if you have a lower GMAT, don't worry. Reach out to us and ask us what we think, and we'll give you our honest advice. Remember, you have your own recruiting manager. So once you're in our system, you will receive an email from us saying, "Hi, I'm Kim, I'm your recruiting manager. Feel free to ask me any questions you may have." And that would be a good question. I always like to talk to applicants about their scores to make sure that they're on track.
Okay. No, we don't have more questions, Tim. So thank you for being
You're
here.
welcome.
And thank you for doing your presentations.
Yeah. Great. All right. I hope you sign up for one of our virtual campus visits. Would love you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.